Your GOAT,
He's
Thierry
tapping him.
Henry. Yeah. Ronaldo, 807 goals. Henry made 813 career appearances for club.
Wow.
Ronaldo nearly has more goals than Henry appearances. Respect the GOAT.
Henry's one of those players. It doesn't matter how many goals someone else scores. I heard the other day people trying to compare him and Harry Kane. You're playing around, man. When it comes to Henry, it's poetry. So please keep those opinions to yourself in your high top.
No, Thierry, you can't be questioned or whatever. But I know what you're saying. He's just stating the fact. Just understand where Ronaldo's at. He's gonna have more goals than Thierry had appearances. That's all he's saying, and they ain't doubting or negating what Thierry is, who is one of the GOATs of the Premier League all time.
Sokin. They can never do it like I. When you see man pull up and slide, man stepped in a room with legends, Rio and Steve, you know it's a vibe. Check the podcast, what you wanna know? Don't ask me, go and ask Joe. If you're talking Premier League, he's on the front line and I gotta go. It's a vibe with five, and you already know what it is. It's a vibe with five, and you already know what it is. Vibe with five, and you already know what it is. It's a vibe with five, and you already know this.
For a small monthly subscription, you can make money transfers to over 200 countries and territories. I'm telling you, it's what you need to save you some money. Sokin Global, massive shout out to you guys. Also official sponsors of Arsenal, Everton, Fulham, and AS Monaco. Thanks again for sponsoring the show. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for this week's episode of Vibe with Five. Everybody's got a reason to be happy. You know, you got Joe Bear in the building, Agent Rio Ferdinand in the cut. Come on. And our special guest today, taking over for Steve, who is having surgery. Get well soon, Steve. It's Culture Cams. My guy.
In the building.
Listen, you even got the chain out. I want to show them that, you know what I mean? Like,
things are different now. Yeah. Things are different. I'm seeing Rio, I'm seeing Joe. Things are different, man.
But listen, man, let's get this thing popping. Manchester United beating Tottenham 3-2. Ronaldo, the problem, scores a hat-trick. Rio, we've got to start with you because I saw you tweeting throughout the whole game. just backing Cristiano, man.
No, he's the problem. He's the reason why Man United aren't doing so well, aren't in fourth position. He's the reason why Man United are struggling for form, maybe, or why everything's going wrong at Man United revolves around Cristiano Ronaldo. I mean, without Cristiano Ronaldo, 6 goals in the Champions League, Man United are opening up on Thursday night in the Europa. They're not playing Atletico tomorrow night. They're not even in contention without his goals, really, I wouldn't say. Even to even be challenging for fourth. I don't know that they're going to get it. But so I just think it's very, listen, I'm not saying he shouldn't be criticised, etc. But the way he's been criticised, he doesn't press, he doesn't do high intensity, etc. What are you talking about? Like, has that ever been his game? Like, do you buy Cristiano Ronaldo to press teams? Like, he's always had somebody Benzema is a good example. He took some elements out of his game in terms of attacking prowess, slowed it down, fitted in their areas where Cristiano was probably weaker for the betterment of the team, and took 4 Champions League titles home.
Similar to like what Wayne Rooney did.
Wayne Rooney played left wing.
Tevez as well.
Yeah. Darren Fletcher, Owen Hargreaves going out to right midfield to cover him when they're playing centre, to go and cover that area sometimes. Like, the best players are afforded that. Messi at Barcelona, the team was built, functioned for him to chill most of the time, walked, and then all of a sudden come alive when you get the ball.
When you need him.
Yeah. And Cristiano Ronaldo's shown again, he bangs in a hat-trick against Spurs, but he's shown again that in times of need, United are only looking at one person. Who else are they looking at?
Yeah. I think the rest of the attack aren't turning up at the moment as well. So
Sancho's doing bits now.
Oh yeah,
Sancho's been doing really well, man. Shout out to him, I reckon. Yeah. I mean, if you look at it, Cams, for example, you were watching the game. To be honest with you, actually, I'm not going to stop right here.
Stop right here. What you got going on, man?
We did a show a few weeks ago. We're gonna be. That show's coming back soon, by the way. Yeah,
hey,
the debate show. Yeah,
no clips.
You were there. Calling Cristiano the problem.
No, that
whoa.
That wasn't me.
Don't change your opinion because Rio's in the building.
No, that was not me.
That wasn't me. What were you saying?
Okay,
remember, let me tell you exactly where I was. Yeah, with Cristiano Ronaldo, what I said is, if Man United were going to have the season that they're having now, then in hindsight, you would have probably just preferred to develop other players. I never said don't sign Cristiano Ronaldo. I was one of the people that I don't like when Man United make business decisions. But this is the one business decision I backed that Man United made. Because you can't let Cristiano go to City. You can't let him go and win a Champions League, win a Premier League with City. So I said this is the right thing for Man United to do. But when the season, United was 7th and it was going all a mess, and then Rangnick is saying this is happening, I was saying, okay, in hindsight, maybe United could have just developed some players if you knew you were going to be in this position. But I was always pro Cristiano Ronaldo, the signing. I mean, this is my legend. I grew up on Ronaldo.
What's the stats,
Come on, man?
What's the stats?
The stats right here. Look, 807 goals for club and country, 59 hat-tricks, most of any active player. Breaking, what is that, Joseph Bican's record for FIFA top goal scorer of all time. And I said to you off the record, your legend,
Don't tap me.
your GOAT,
Don't tap
your
me.
GOAT,
He's
Thierry
tapping him.
Henry. Yeah, Ronaldo, 807 goals. Henry made 813 career appearances for club.
Wow.
Stop
Ronaldo
right there.
nearly has more goals than Henry appearances.
Bro, stop right there. Because
Respect
no,
the
we
GOAT.
respect Ronaldo.
That's okay,
We
good.
do.
What did you
But-
say there?
The GOAT. We're going to get into the folks
real
GOAT later
quick.
on, you know what I'm saying?
This
We'll
ain't
get
the
into that one.
This ain't the Henry segment. I'm just saying, but it doesn't. Henry's one of those players. It doesn't matter how many goals someone else scores. I heard the other day people trying to compare him and Harry Kane. You're playing around, man. When it comes to Henry, it's poetry. He's like Zidane. You're not really looking for the stats as per se. You know the eye test always passed. So please keep those opinions to yourself in your high top.
No,
man. Thank you very much.
Thierry, you can't be questioned or whatever. But I know what he's
I love
saying. He's just stating the fact. Just understand where Ronaldo's at. He's gonna have more goals than Thierry had appearances. That's all he's saying, and they ain't doubting or negating what Thierry is, who is one of the goats of the Premier League all time.
Yeah.
As long as we know that. As long as
Course.
we
Shout
know
out
that.
Thierry Henry,
All the
mad
time.
player.
Friend of the show as well. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, man.
But yeah, Rio. So, where do you go with Cristiano next season? Do you think he should be staying, or do you reckon?
I think a lot of it depends. Where Man United going to be in the summer in terms of Champions League? Because Cristiano, no matter what age, you can't. When you say, he's 37 years old, whatever he is, he wants to play Champions League football. He sees that competition as the holy grail. He owns that competition. Top goal scorer, won it 5 times now. Like that is part of his everyday makeup. Every season he plays, he expects to be in that. So if they're not going to be in that, I do believe there will probably be a sit down. There'll be a conversation as to what is going on next year. Also, are there going to be other teams that are going to want him and take him?
This is Cristiano.
In terms of the contract that comes with him, etc. So there's a lot of moving parts to it. I believe he will still be there next season, no matter what happens at the end of the season where Man United finish.
Are you going to do a sit down with him? Or?
Well, there'll be a sit down. Obviously, we have to talk about it.
I don't think he'll be there,
You don't think?
I think if Man United don't make Champions League, Ronaldo will find a way out. Like, no.
Where's he go though? Tell me where.
I don't know, but did you expect him to find a way out of Juventus? It just came from nowhere. Ronaldo's leaving one day. Like, you just started hearing like a little bit of rumors for like a week or
It was
two.
quick.
You know, Mendes, these guys are powerful people. I wouldn't be surprised if right now Mendes is speaking to 3-4 clubs and just saying, look, if these guys don't make it, he's going to go.
I just feel that Paris Saint-Germain would have maybe been a destination, but Paris Saint-Germain, and you can fill us in a little while, Joe, because you was there this weekend and you heard the madness that went on, but I just feel that club may be shifting into a new direction of recruitment, which wouldn't fit the usual 30-something player, big name, superstar like a Ronaldo. Listen, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but that's how I feel.
I think you could be right, to be honest with you. We're going to get into that later on. But I want to talk about the nature of his goals, right, before we move on to Tottenham's goals. But the nature of Ronaldo's goals.
Can I just tell you where I was when I was sitting on the chair? Yeah, my chair just folded. I tried to jump up, and the chair just went all over the floor. And my missus was doing something facing the other way. She turned around. She went, what? I said, and me and my boys were just going nuts in the house because they're the type of goals, rockets like that from 25 yards out of nothing. That's what football's about, bro. They just make you go mad.
That was vintage Ronaldo, though, innit? It brought you back to, like, you know what I mean? The days when you were playing.
Porto type vibes.
Yeah. It was mad. There was a venom in it. There was an anger in the strike. Like, what was that about? Did you get to speak to him?
The anger is, trust me, I'm not going to open my phone up, but
Hey.
the anger is,
that contact book.
the anger is 100%. How dare you doubt me? How dare you make me the scapegoat for any problems that go on at this club? How dare you call me the problem when I am capable of this? When I do this, I do this in my sleep. I've done this for years. Nothing changes. Age changes. Output, I'm still doing it. Do you know what I mean? Hat-trick at Old Trafford. Not many people can say they've done that. He's done it. He's done it again at 37 years old. So, I don't know. It's Cristiano Ronaldo has always used negative press as fuel. It doesn't stop because he's 37.
I mean, he's going to be 20 plus goals by the end of the season as well. That's at the age of 37.
18 goals so far.
My gosh, you know, Ragnick said we have some problems here. We have some problems here at the club. It's obvious. Otherwise, I would not be standing here talking to you. But he, Ronaldo, is still a player that can make a difference. He showed that today. Also joked about sending Ronaldo to Portugal to rest every week going forward.
I actually think that point is important because at 37 years old, should a 37-year-old really be starting week in, week out, 3 games a week, playing nearly 90 every week? Everyone's talking about Ronaldo. Where's Cavani? Where's Cavani? You should be filling in. Ronaldo come off 60 minutes. Cavani's in there. Cavani starts today. Ronaldo doesn't. Man United let Martial go. Left it for just Cristiano Ronaldo. At 37 years old, you're going to get goal droughts. He's 37. I know we talk about his nutrition, how much he looks after his body, but he's still a human. He's still a human. And I think that was mismanaged by United. Like, Ronaldo is still good enough. We saw with Juventus and we saw now that if he has a week off, a couple minutes here, a couple minutes there, he will still make a difference. We're expecting a 37-year-old to be, like, we're expecting him to be prime Mo Salah and all these guys' levels. Like, 37, it's ridiculous, man.
But shout out to him, even though, you know, even I can sit here and say it. And as a football fan, you look and you just got to respect it, man. Other players that were performing, like we mentioned earlier, Sancho, you know what I mean? Really, really good.
Assist, got an assist.
Yeah, got an assist. He just looked lively all around. And I feel like even though United were overall poor against City last week, yet again in the first half, I thought he was the shining spark. But it was such a bad performance that it didn't even make sense to big him up as per se. But you've got likes of Fred. Fred had an awesome game, to be very honest with you as well. And of course, you know, Pogba, you know, looked good.
Ooh, no, I don't know about that.
Really?
I thought that was one of the worst games I've ever seen Pogba play in my life.
Pogba?
Yes.
Bold
What did you
Pogba.
think about that game?
Inconsistencies throughout the game.
That
I thought, you know what? I thought if you're looking at Man United overall, you would still be feeling kind of shaky. It wasn't a convincing performance. You look at it and you go, if playing against a better team than Spurs, United are probably banging trouble. But again, you relied on the one person really to get you out of it with decisive moments of the game, which was what got us through in the end. But you take that right now at this stage of the season. But Tuesday, fast forward to tomorrow, they're going to have to play better. They have to be much better defensively. You know what I mean? And that's the problem when I look at it and teams are getting chances against us and we're making mistakes week in, week out.
Maguire, what do you say of that? I mean, is there anything he could have done?
Could have left it maybe, but then it's
Jamie Carragher special,
someone
innit?
else. Someone else is going to be behind him scoring it. Like listen, them positions are hard for a defender. It's maybe you look at he's getting back in there quicker. Maybe I don't know, but or even holding the line and being braver. It's hard to put blame. It's an own goal. What's killing for him is it seems week after week someone's questioning something about Harry Maguire, and it's quite glaring. And listen, we've all been through moments like this. In my career, it happened, but. So a lot of the time, it's luck. It's luck, though. No, but it's
What
luck.
did you say?
QPR days. You don't want to come back, innit? But you know what? There's moments in careers, like Harry Maguire's going through it now, where everything you seem to do, there seems to be a problem. There's a mistake. Every mistake you make, it gets punished and highlighted. Where sometimes, I went through my career where I was making mistakes, they didn't score, or the keeper pulled me out of it, or Vidic done made the tackle, and that's what happens in teams. You know what I mean? But it's riding that little bit of luck that you need. And Harry Maguire, I think he needs a little bit of luck to get out of this little bit of a dip in form that he's having right now.
Did you ever go through anything personally? Like you mentioned that you've gone through them, but do you remember? There's a period where things were rubbish, or maybe for Vida. You know, do you remember a run of games?
I remember I played it. The only time at Man United I got took off, I think, was Middlesbrough away. We got smashed.
Is that the Alfonso Alves madness in the
snow?
snow?
In the snow, yeah. I got brought as the most embarrassing day of my life. Wow. I come off the pitch and I just didn't know what to do. I'd been substituted. I felt right. Like I walked off naked, it felt like. It was just so embarrassing. And then, but you go back to basics. And I always say this, My safety pass was the 10, 15 yarder to the right back. In them moments there, that 5, 10, 15 yarder feels like and looks like a 40-yard defence splitting ball that I've got to play over the top of their defenders. It feels like impossible almost, hard, so hard.
So were you not bringing the ball out? All of that went out the window, all of that.
No, see, when I was younger and I was lacking confidence, I'd chase it. I'd try and bring the ball out, try and shimmy the forward, take him on, get caught again. Confidence drops even lower. Where you got to go back to your basic fundamentals. And that's where it comes back to training as a kid and growing up and as a young pro. Do your basics every day. Do your fundamentals, the short 5-yarders, the 10, 15-yarders, because you're going to need a day when you're going to have to fall back on them easy little passes. And if you ain't been doing reps of them, you won't get out of this quick.
But how do you, sorry, Cams, but how do you, if let's just say you're having a day when the team needs you to bring the ball out and you ain't got it in you, all you got is the 5-yarder passes, doesn't that sometimes make it seem like you're hiding? No.
Take the ball, do the basics, play yourself into the moments. You might have to do 15 minutes, have the ball 4 times, pass it. All of a sudden, confidence is a bit higher. Okay, I might go on a little run. I might play a 20-yarder now. But I wouldn't go from 0 to hero because that's when you start crumbling.
And sorry, go on, Cam.
Yeah, do you think, I know it's a different position, but do you think that's kind of the similarities between what's going on with Rashford and Sancho at the moment as well? Because Sancho went through a period where, everyone was on him, like, he'll be trending before kickoff. Back in the day, if he's at Dortmund, 2 goals, 2 assists, you're not trending. No one cares. But he kind of went through a moment where maybe he was trying to do too much and he's getting cameo minutes, so he's trying to do a lot. But now he's kind of simplified his game and he's playing more on the transition and we know what he can do in the final third. But then you look at someone like Rashford, do you think maybe he's going through a mad moment at the moment, but he's still trying to do like the knuckleball crosses and, do you think maybe he should just, all right, I'm just going to play with my fullback, knock it 1-2s, a bit simple, float it into the box because Ronaldo's there, so at least it's an accurate cross.
Yeah,
right now it's a bit...
I think there's 2 parts to that. Sancho, we've talked about this on the show before. Sancho's, I feel, was about adaptation to the league, the pace of the league. There's different asks of him now that he wasn't used to physically and mentally, especially in transition, where you now see that he seems to have come to terms with that. He looks fitter as well, and he's blended in now. He looks like he's a Man United meant to be there. Yeah. And that takes a certain level of intelligence, understanding, and applying yourself. So hats off to Jadon. He ain't where he wants to be yet, and we all know that. But he's on the right path right now. With Marcus, I look at Marcus. Again, we spoke about him last week. Marcus is more. He's in that moment where he's lacking confidence. Hasn't scored for ages. Can't seem to get near a good performance at the moment. And like you said, he's trying too hard. That's when you've got to say to yourself, right, you almost got to look at yourself and go, what was I doing really well in that best moment? Oh, Marcus was running without the ball behind defenders, being a threat without the ball, chasing down defenders, pressing, being the first man to press, receiving it, passing inside, running, playing, running. How many times do you see Marcus running onto things? Recently now, you haven't really seen him doing that, but before, he used to be running onto everything. So just those little things that little triggers in his mind that you go, okay, I remember that, actually, I'll start doing that now. And it might not happen immediately, but you just got to go back to your basics. What are you good at? Stick with it. Don't try and over-elaborate.
That's a good Man United segment today. You're not crying like last week. That's good. I want to move it on to another big topic actually this week. Obviously, Chelsea, they beat Newcastle 1-0. That was tight, man. You know what I mean? The battle of the owners. That was mad tight. Obviously, Chelsea are going through absolutely every bit of turmoil you can imagine. I'm seeing they can't use cards. Like, not laughing at the actual situation, the grand scheme of things, but for club banter, I can't lie. I've been giving it to them. Do you know what I mean? Because they can't play for they can't pay for fuel at the moment, bro. You know what I mean? Like, it's mad. Wages, they can't. Like, but I'm looking at frozen assets. I mean, Tuchel was good as well. Like, he had a little bit of a joke about it. He said if they can't get to Lille while playing, he's gonna be driving the 7-seater. He said I thought that was a good touch. Really good interview. When you're looking at this situation, though, Rio, when you're comparing Chelsea's owners, Newcastle's owners, City's owners, why is it that they're going harder on Chelsea than they are when we know that other owners have some sort of background? Can you explain?
I think if you isolate and look at Chelsea, they're in the midst of it right now. Like, whatever you think about Roman Abramovich or how involved he is with the regime in Russia or whatever, how he came about his money or whatnot, the government had an idea about this and knew about this when he bought the club. So if it's a problem now, why wasn't it a problem then? And a big thing for me as well, I mean, it's probably a wider issue, but what's going on in Ukraine is an absolute travesty. No one wants to see war anywhere in the world. And my heart goes out to everybody out in Ukraine, and hopefully the situation gets resolved and sorted out. But it seems to me that like the West, and we're part of that, especially our media is as well, we push things that suit us. If it doesn't benefit us in our country or in the Western world, we don't hear about it in our news. It's not front page, it's not front, middle, back pages. But because this war is going to have some sort of effect on our economy and us, this country, is front line and centre. And I think it should be. But I think all conflicts and wars should be front line and centre of media. That's an issue that I have with this, and it's uncomfortable for me. I don't want war anywhere. But let's treat everything the same.
Yeah. And I think that's a fair point. I think you've summed it up brilliantly. I mean, it's difficult. You can see Tuchel, it's hard for him to answer certain questions.
Eddie Howe was asked a question yesterday, and he wants to stick to football. It's difficult as a football manager. They're so consumed by the game, so consumed by results and their club and what's going on. And the bigger issue is the war, obviously. And then they're in that bubble, and then you go into a press conference, and all of a sudden you get a question out of the ordinary. And every manager's different. Tuchel handles it superbly. But Eddie Howe's different guy. Doesn't want to get involved in politics. I'm here as a football manager. If we want to talk politics, bring me on Newsnight or something like that. Not here. I understand it. I respect both trains of thought.
Cam, I was going to say, no one can tell the future. Where does this leave Chelsea, do you reckon? Are they going to have to restart? What are we seeing here?
You know what? I think it's going to affect Chelsea in a way. I don't think, everyone's got the banter, Chelsea are going to fall off and it's going to be, they're going to end up like Derby County or something like that. But I don't think that's going to happen. But in terms of being that club that can just go and buy players and go and kind of do whatever they want in the market, I think that's going to change. Because
even with a new owner, even if they have £1 billion.
100%. The new owner is 100. I'm sorry, nobody wants to touch Stamford Bridge with a stick. Do you know what I mean? Like, Stamford Bridge is not a great stadium at the end of the day. And Roman, he's had opportunities that he's wanted to renovate it or he's wanted to move out. And it's always been like the appeal has gone like, they rejected the appeal or the fans don't like it or whatever. Anyone that's buying the club is going to look at that and be like, that's not going to make me money. Roman Abramovich is someone that used his own money. Everything come out of his own pocket. No, that's fortunate. You've only got PSG maybe, City and Chelsea that are allowed, that their owners just pump money. You look at Man United. The Glazers are like, every year money's coming in. They're going to use that money. They're not going to use their money out of their own pocket. And it's the same way if a new owner comes in. Unless they walk into a Saudi or something like that, if it's like a US owner, a British owner, they're going to want to know what revenue Chelsea are bringing in. And if you look at the stats, Chelsea don't make that much on revenue. Abramovich is literally clearing everything. And the new owners, they're going to go back to having to be like the regular clubs, like how Arsenal are, like how
watching the
are,
books. They don't even have to watch the books with Roman because he just goes, you know what, bang, here's the wedge because he can. Yeah. Whereas I think what you're saying is that they're going to have to start being very much more business minded and look at the P&L sheet, etc. But listen, whatever the government, they've decided what they're doing with Roman Abramovich. The people I worry about, because Roman Abramovich will be all right, it's the people I worry about is the people that work at the football club, the people, the everyday people that live and breathe that football club. Normal people whose jobs are now in limbo.
Did you see the Peter Cech interview?
No.
Wow. I saw that last night, right? I was doing my research and I sat down and I've never heard someone at Chelsea since the takeover so unsure. He handled the interview perfectly well, proper gent. They were asking him questions like, Tuchel, you've got to sort after coach. Is he going to be there? Is he going to stay?
I bet you can't answer that question.
It was the dodgiest response. He said, Tuchel, he has a contract and I've been told that he's going to honour it, but I can't tell you what's going to happen tomorrow next week.
Yeah, I can imagine.
This is Chelsea. I just thought, you lot are Champions League winners.
But
And
that's the climate we're in right
Yeah,
now. It's,
yeah.
and uncertainties are always a horrible place to be. Like I'd rather know. Like I talk about it with injuries. My back was an injury that was you just couldn't get to the bottom of. Never knew what it was. Sometimes you say I'd rather have a clean break of your leg or whatever it is, and know I'm going to be 6 to 8 weeks. Than not knowing is the thing that kills you, because it's so pressing in all areas and all aspects of your life, because you can't pin down anything and go, right, I'm going to settle, I know what's going on. You don't get that with this type of situation.
if you're a player, sorry, Cam, I've got one more for him. If you're a player, and you actually, Cam, if you're a player, right, and you're looking at the situation, how do you feel? Is this? I've heard whispers. We're not saying this is true, but whispers of Lukaku potentially wanting to go back to Inter. Is this the excuse that you need now? Because it's not his doing.
I mean, it's football, isn't it? I think they should just get their head down and play.
But it's easy to say, but I've got bills to pay, and I don't know what's going to happen. There's still a real life element to it.
Bills to pay. These men ain't got bills to pay.
You
They just clear debts, clear them.
Yeah, you say that, Rio, but we got a football and finance show coming out soon, and we're going to be assessing situations, and whether we like it or not, the statistics show that at least under 50% or around 50% people go bankrupt after their playing days. That doesn't include divorces as well. But that's another segment that we got coming out.
No, listen, I think that it depends what stage of your career that you're at as well, and what contract you've got. I mean, if you're a free transfer right now, all the free transfers, I'll be surprised if any of them stay now, because the problem you've got is the uncertainty. How is one of them going to say, "Oh, give me a 4-year deal with the money we agree"? How do you know? One, your manager's still going to be there, and two, if they're going to be able to fulfil that. You don't know who your next owner is. You don't know what's going on. You don't know what's the revenue bringing through the club. Can they support that? Can they fulfill it? So all those questions that you can't answer and no one at the club can answer, then why are you going to stay there? Unless you're going to say, you know what, I've been here long enough. I'm someone who's older, haven't got many options, or you know what, I'm settled here. I just want to stay here. Hopefully it works itself out. As per Lukaku might stay there. You might stay and go, you know what, I've loyal to this club. They've given me a lot. I'm at the last 2 or 3 years of my career. There's no reason for me to go on risk. But then there's a young player who's sitting there, who's on the peripheral of the squad, Werner, Lukaku, maybe who's in and out at the moment, ain't happy with what's going on. This is an opportunity maybe for people like that to go, you know what, my time's up here.
If I was a player, I mean, that's one thing that I'm admiring about Chelsea at the moment. They're just getting on with it. The players are getting on with it. They're still putting professional performances.
Havertz, innit?
Yeah. Havertz is a baller, man. Havertz is a baller. But I feel like with what they're doing is the right thing to do. Not many people are speaking about it. Nobody's saying too much. They're just getting down and winning games. Like, Chelsea still have a lot to play for this season. They still got the Champions League, and they still need to secure third because you boys are coming. So they still got stuff to play for. So I like what they're doing. I think just focus on the football right now, and then we all know how agents and stuff work. In the summer, probably some agents will be tapping Lukaku or whoever on the shoulder and being like, mate, you can get out right now, and then we'll see from there. But now, focus.
Takes us on to the most important part of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, third place, end of the season, Arsenal. What are you saying to me? Arteta in. Oh my God.
Wait. I remember when you were...
Yes,
hold on.
talk.
Hold on. You tried to wheel up something that's off the record, by the way. No one saw me say that. I remember when you were Arteta out.
Ouch. We've got footage. Don't worry. We've got footage.
Thank you.
Show it now.
Out. Have you apologized to Arteta?
I did. I apologized last week.
Show that again.
You said, what? I'm sorry, Arteta.
I said, I'm sorry. This is why we're fans.
Good.
This is why we're fans. Our emotions drive us sometimes. You know what I mean? We don't know. There's a reason why he's the coach.
But do you think you might go back,
Never.
and have to say sorry next year for even saying sorry? Because it's one game a week right now. You guys are in a good moment. Everything's good. If you guys hear that Champions League music and then players, them inexperienced players, Martinelli, ESR, Saka, they've never been on that stage.
Oh, they're right.
Eventually, they might crumble, and you might come back on Vibe with 5 and say, you know what, Arteta out. I was wrong again.
Nah. Do you know what?
I actually hope they don't crumble. I don't think they will. Them
never
guys,
know.
But
I don't think they will.
But I know what you're saying.
No. Ben White, he ain't seen the Champions League lights. He ain't seen the Champions League lights before. Come on, man. Ramsdale. He doesn't.
No, Ramsdale.
These
come on,
guys
that's
don't
a
know about
top-class
Champions
player
League
there.
football, though.
Top class player there.
They don't know about Champions League football,
I
though.
think.
They could be like my Leeds team that I played in.
No.
Well, they got to the semi-final of
Oh, what
Champions
do you
League,
mean?
bro.
No, I thought you meant afterwards.
No, Leeds in terms of like there was no experience in Champions League, but went there, beat Barcelona, beat big teams, got to semi-final.
But that's the thing about these players, though, Rio. Yeah, I have to say, Ramsdale. You mentioned him, Ramsdale.
I rate he's doing well.
Party since having the jollof after coming back from African nations. You know what I mean? ESR, all these guys. For me, it's the fearlessness that I see in them.
Yeah.
And I think it was a great move for both. Like you said, Aubameyang leaving, going to Barcelona. Arteta having the control that he wishes and desires for as a manager. I think that's really helped the situation. I'll say it time and time again, Cam. A lot of those players are just happy to be there. So they're not going to be going against the manager, or when the tides are turning, it's easier for him to keep a unity in the club.
All I'm asking is, what is the pressure right now for Arsenal?
That's what I'm saying, there's none.
I think you're doing exactly, but when the
Yeah.
pressure comes,
But why should they? Because even next season, there's no pressure.
nah,
Because
there is.
There
mate.
isn't.
Expectations rise.
No, it will rise, but it still won't be. First of all, we're gonna sign new players, and I'm hoping that they hit the ground running. We don't know yet, but in regards to us being in Champions League, let me keep it real with you.
You know your
Let me
fan
keep
base.
it
so,
trill
man.
with you guys.
You know your fan
Yeah,
base.
no, that's right. Troops is in America. Let me keep it real with you. Yeah, let me keep it real with you. We didn't even expect after that Brentford start to be top 4. So for us to get Champions League next year, we ain't been in that competition for a few years now. I even forgot how the music sounds. So just being
tune
there,
in tomorrow.
just being there and getting out of the group stage for us, honestly, will be more.
Bruv, don't lie.
It's true.
All your fans and Arsenal fans, we know that the hype will be real.
Thank you.
Around
Changed.
expectations,
Changed.
and no, you haven't. You will be hyping it up, expectations through the roof, and then if you went out at group stages, Mikel Arteta out. I'll be hearing that. You heard that here first. Trust me.
What's our stats? Last 11 Premier League games. Win. Loss, draw. Win. I'm going to the Arsenal versus Liverpool game on Wednesday. Shout out to Jamie Dapper hooking that up. But
That's a big game.
that's a big game.
massive.
But do you know how mad it is? This is not my mentality, by the way. I'm just saying. But we've performed so well that we can almost take a
Don't
free hit.
say
guys.
free
I'm
hit.
sorry.
Oh
I'm sorry.
my
That's that.
God.
That is
Defeatist.
the defeatist mentality
I'm
right there.
saying.
That's a man who don't know how to win.
I'm
Ain't
sorry.
experienced winning.
I'm just saying, shout out to Lacazette as well. Great performance. Just
Yeah.
letting you guys know that we've got Gazzetta dello 5 that comes out. It's going to be out on Thursday. Great show last week. I see the mannequin jokes and stuff.
You went PSG this week. Talk about what happened there, please.
Rio, it was a shock, mate. I went there, did some work over there, and I was absolutely shocked when I actually got into the stadium. The atmosphere was subdued, man. We've got a clip that we're going to put here shortly, but the fans, they don't know whether it's Leonardo, they don't know whether it's the owners, they don't know whether it's the players, but the one thing that they're sure of is they're not happy with Messi or Neymar. Those guys were getting booed all over their own gaff.
What, every touch?
Every single touch. The only time Neymar didn't get booed was when he scored. But then, straight after he scored and he touched the ball again, he got booed. They're done, Rio. They're done with them at the current moment.
Why though? What's the reason why they're only them two really? Was it everyone? Was everyone getting booed?
No, it was them two.
But I feel like a
them two.
superstar, innit? When you're a superstar, just like Ronaldo at United, I think when you're a superstar, all the blame gets put on you. But at the same time, let's be honest, when Messi went there, he cried leaving Barcelona. He didn't want to leave.
Heart's not there,
His
bro.
heart's not there, and he's come, and he just got a Ballon d'Or last year. And now he's come, and he's got 2 league goals. We're in March. He did nothing in the Champions League games. He missed the penalty in the first leg.
Didn't do
They
much
walk
in the game
around.
either. Didn't do
The
much in the game
effort.
either.
I mean, I kind of understand why they are. I know it's like, let's respect great players like Messi and Neymar. I love Neymar.
I'm sorry, you can't boo Messi. I
can't
can't
boo
have
them.
it. I can't
What's
accept it.
their attachment to Messi? What is
I
Paris's
hear you,
attachment?
but
Respect.
the thing is, what he's
Respect,
done in- What he's done in the
please.
football game,
What-
football
what-
heritage.
But what's he done
that
for
is
them?
Messi.
What has he done for them?
I know, man,
I
but
can't lie.
sometimes
Listen, yeah, I saw him doing what he does, where he drifts around and he's in the DM position. All of that is all right when you're banging 50, 60 goals a season, yeah. But when you ain't doing much in the game, yeah, that the players that he was trying to tiki-taka thing with, I don't know if the PSG...
is it him or is it the players he's playing with? The
No,
problem.
I think
What
it's
is it?
also the players around him.
I think it's Messi as well. Like, Messi had a system built around him at Barcelona.
he
He was the king, he was the god. Not only that, though, like, are you actually seeing when Messi's trying to take players on? He's getting tackled now.
He's not the same.
It's not the same. It's not
the
like...
aura's not there.
Exactly. It's not like the days when you used to play against him. He was elusive and stuff. It's now kind of easy to mark Messi, tackle him. And, of course, we always know... Exactly. And we know the work rate, it's not going to be there for Messi, as you mentioned.
Cam, do you know what's worse? Their standard of football is dead, bruv.
Yeah, that's Pochettino. That's the new United manager,
PSG,
isn't it?
But Pochettino did say when we went out to PSG the other day, he did say physically, this league is up there, if not quicker and more stronger physically than the Premier League.
I agree.
So that's where we might be struggling as well.
I saw some tough guys out there because you know there's loads of French Africans in the league. There's some tough guys out there really
putting it on
bullying players and that's why I think Kimpembe really shines really strong. I think he started off slow, great game. Marquinhos was a little bit quiet, didn't really have to do much. Bordeaux
3-0
sitting in the league. But yeah, PSG.
In Messi's defense, just on Messi's defense though, moving to a new league at 34 is mad. You've been in the same place from day one.
Yeah,
with Ronaldo,
that league.
Yeah, but the only thing
Rio can play in that league right
with
now.
Ronaldo,
Yeah, you
with
can.
Ronaldo, Ronaldo's been moving from 18 to United to Juventus to Real Madrid to back to United. So he's used to this kind of moving around.
Points
But
are
he's in his
PSG
comfort
ahead
zone.
of the second place?
15 points.
Come on, bro. Come on.
No, but
Stop
honestly,
it.
like if Paul Scholes or Ryan Giggs got up at 34 and said we're going to the Serie A, it would have been different players.
Yeah.
So today we're here, PSG versus Bordeaux.
Yeah.
Are you confident today?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, quite a lot. Because Bordeaux is
Not
shit.
It's not a good team, no?
Yeah, but maybe we'll see if there is Messi, Mbappe, Neymar, and so on.
Are you not sure if they're playing or not?
Maybe they don't want to play anymore.
Oh,
together.
really? I heard le président Leonardo is leaving.
I don't know what you think.
Yeah?
Yeah, we are here since Remontada, Liverpool, la Remontada by Benzema.
Uh-huh.
We're still here, but
Sad day.
we lost faith.
We
you
lost
know?
faith.
And
It's
that's
bad.
it.
That's
It's
it.
PSG, maybe it's the head, maybe it's Nasser, maybe it's Leonardo.
Ah, man.
The players, we don't know, but we're still here.
Thank you, man.
Force PSG.
Thank you.
Anyway, let's move
Do
on.
not ever boo Messi, ever.
Yeah, I think
Whoever
that's
done
it.
that, you need to
I would
just
have been
stop.
there with
I
Bali.
think that's it. All right, I'm going to rattle through the rest here for time. Liverpool slapping up Brighton 2-0, easy stuff. Diaz looking like an absolute problem.
proper.
Matip,
Assist,
Ferdinand
great assist.
doing his stuff. Mo Salah, Rio.
Goal again. Didn't really do much in the game, but
Penalty,
got a
though.
goal. Didn't do much, but got a goal.
I rate him, but they got a new franchise player.
Franchise player, you know.
Franchise player, Luis Diaz. That's the one that people
Diaz is
want to go
proper.
into stadiums and watch, you know?
Diaz excites people. I will say that.
Special stuff. West Ham getting a win. Yarmolenko as well scoring. That was emotional stuff. Good to see. Steven Gerrard, another L. I thought this game was going to be a little bit closer.
Same.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can't judge people from the start.
I
Your boy is going down.
Ooh, Frank.
Frank Lampard. You got to prepare for life in the Championship.
It's a problem right now. They got no momentum. They can't score a goal. Can't buy a goal right now. Aren't keeping clean sheets. Connor Cody scored. The problem they had at the weekend is that other than Burnley, they all bloody got results. Watford, Brentford, Leeds with a late goal. Like it's crazy down there. So that it's tightened right up, and Everton are right in the thick of a relegation battle.
Mad.
Have you seen their fixtures?
Oh, crazy.
It's done. It's done. It's
Crazy,
a wrap.
yeah,
It's
it's
a wrap.
peak for them.
It's a wrap. It's finished.
It's going to be hard.
It's a wrap.
You know,
Rio can't say it, but I will.
if they go down, I think is it Arsenal the only team to never be
Yeah,
relegated
yeah,
from
yeah.
the it's heritage.
Crazy, man.
Fair enough.
Heritage. What do you reckon? You reckon Ivan Toney's leaving this summer? Going somewhere
If
else?
they stay up, I don't think he goes anywhere. But if they go down, I think someone would take him because he's got some goals, man. He's got a few goals this season.
And the fact that Watford won, Leeds won, like that makes it tight down the
Yeah.
bottom, innit?
Very
Proper
tight, very tight.
Real quickly, I've only got time to read out. I'm going to quickly read out the fan comments. We're probably not going to answer, but I'll read them out. Rio, if you had the opportunity to sign any two defenders, Manchester United, who would you sign? Two players, please.
I would sign centre backs. Yeah, Marquinhos. I would sign the guy at the Uruguayan at Barcelona.
Okay, cool. And Rio, you've played against Gareth Bale left back. Did you ever see him becoming a winger?
Yeah, Because I played against him at left wing, and he showed me, yeah, I've got it.
There's one game I remember, Rio.
I've got it. He showed me I've got it. I was nursing a bad back at that time, right? Just so you know, but nah, he was the real
All right,
proper
guys,
player.
Listen, make
Quick
sure-
shout out, by the way, for one of the friends of the show, Robbie Savage.
Oh yeah.
He got his team promoted. They beat Aston Athletic 4-0, man. So Robbie Savage is absolutely buzzing it. He can't stop talking about it. When anyone ever sees Robbie Savage on their travels, I guarantee you within the first sentence, he'll be mentioning what he's doing, what a great job he's doing at Macclesfield.
Nah, well done, Robbie Savage.
Safe to say that Ronaldo's goated. Hat-trick pattern up Spurs. And them 3 goals made him the top scorer. Grab that first. Sancho getting warmer. Ain't much chat from a hater. Rashford wants more game time. If not, sayonara later. Right now looking peak for Chelsea. Their sponsors trying to cut ties. It's all up in the air, still busy in the field. Got 3v the Magpies. 2-0 with the Seagulls. Liverpool still putting on pressure. Could go down to the wire. So they better be down for whatever.
Cam, thank you very much, man.
Yeah,
Appreciate
man.
you
I like the
today,
vibes, man.
Appreciate it, man.
By the way, if you watch
appreciate
this guy's show, tell him about your show, man.
Yeah,
Cool.
man. I got Stoppage Time TV. Obviously, Culture Cams.
Who
I
else is on
also
there
do.
with
We've got Fuad
on,
Kadani, Mawa Kodri.
Yes.
So yeah, man, we do our thing over at 360, and yeah, man, YouTube
Shout out to
channel as well.
360
So, yeah.
as well, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you guys are doing a great job. And
Yeah,
we'll be
we
seeing
appreciate you guys
soon,
having me
man.
on.
Come on, man. Friend of the show. We've got
Nice
more
one,
stuff
man.
coming with you
Nice
soon,
one.
man.
Well played.
Guys, make sure you stay tuned. And yeah, we'll be back soon next week on Vibe with 5. We're out. Peace.